Helluva boss theories that become more outrageous as time goes on, but curiously plausible. Part 12. The floating timeline. Not all episodes are linear, and not all episodes take place in a short period of time. And that's not just including flashbacks, but we have to start out there first. Blitz and Stolas' reintroduction likely takes place in December. Mostly because I just want to see the series come full circle by Sinmas. But also an educated guess considering Octavia's August birthday. And the fact that it's 2021 set in the main series. We do get some solid dates given to us in the series, like the fact that the first scene is January 8th at 9 a.m. And we can probably assume that a majority of the episode is set before spring break, after the target gets out of the hospital, possibly late January, early February. That means the first full moon rendezvous would likely be February 27th of 2021. The Lululand episode might be February 28th. There's little to say about the Verosika episode, but we can just assume that it takes place towards the end of March or early April, considering it's spring break. But it's after that where things start to get interesting, because Season 2, Episode 5, Unhappy Campers, takes place before Episode 4. We know this for two reasons. One, because Stolas' attack is never mentioned. But more important, we're given an actual date that Saturday is July 17th. And if we look at the July 2021 calendar, it tracks. The 17th is a Saturday. And once we go back to Episode 4, the timeline goes off the rails. We are given a few minor hints, and while Instagram isn't canon, it's the same suit. That is in July. It does bring some minor things into question. If the client just died, why does the target smell like he's been in bed for months? And more importantly, why is it suddenly December? It's because it takes several months to find this old man and kill him. Skip over that messy part of the timeline, and we get to the harvest moon, which in 2021 was September 20th. Then we have the Truth Seekers, which takes place somewhere between September 21st and October 2nd. We can gauge this because 1, it has to be after Blitz met Stryker since he's in the hallucination, and 2, it has to be before the falling out with Stolas at Ozzy's. Blitz's fears and insecurities are on full display during this episode, but he has not yet vocalized them to Stolas. Following that, in Season 2, Episode 2, we do get a clear flash of a calendar. And on October 2nd, it does say that Blitz would be observing his employees. Following this utter debacle of a date between Stolas and Blitz, we get the end of the episode, Season 2, Episode 1, where Stolas finally realizes that the only way to get Blitz to understand his feelings, even a hope for reciprocation, is to separate them from the deal. He understands that if he truly loves Blitz, he has to let him go. And finally, we get to the season finale, Episode 8. We can assume this episode takes place October 3rd because it's already past 3 a.m. the previous episode. And thus ends our first half of the present, the floating timeline. Next is the crunch. Everything's getting faster.